Hello and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our virtual training workshop. It's a sequence of 21 days of effective communication, which is a part of Positive Psychology coaching series. Today is our 17th day of this training, and our topic is Ask Someone for Advice. Now let's start with the name of Almighty Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Our today's topic is related to a very important discussion that how we seek advice or guidance from someone. This is a very serious matter. Seeking advice from a successful or experienced person will save your time, money, loss, and save you from any serious problem, as they will give you advice in the light of their own experience or past mistakes. Today you are going to learn how to become an expert in the art of seeking advice from someone so effectively and efficiently. Sometimes when you stuck in a task at work or somewhere and you can't figure out how to finish out that task, then what do? Your answer might be that you could invest more time and effort by brainstorming alternative approaches, using trial and error, or looking up tricks online. For example, it is human nature that we are influenced by the success stories of successful people. But you may not know that these successful people often consult each other for their problems or to go up and downs. Have you ever wondered why they consult with each other? Consulting someone who is already in your position can save you a lot of time, as you will benefit from their experience and mistakes. Not only that, but asking for advice, if you do it in the right way, can also lead to good professional and personal relationships. People like to help, especially if they get the satisfaction of seeing their mentee or protege succeed. Think about it. When someone asks you for guidance, you feel valued. A sincere request sends a clear message that you are the right person who can give a wise guidance. Therefore, you have to give a wise advice or guidance. Now, question is how to ask. Let's say you have found a person who is in a great position to offer you some valuable advice. For instance, they might be someone well established in your field or someone who has recently launched a successful venture. What should you bear in mind when reaching out? Clarify your objective. You must be clear about your advice. You must be clear about your objective. What do you want to know? Before you pick up the phone or draft an email or arrange a meeting, you must ask yourself about your issues. Imagine that you have already reached out for advice, then how will you convey your problem or inquiries and receive the response? If you don't know what you want to know, then what would a good result look like? So you need to think harder about what you want to achieve. Give them some context. Don't embarrass yourself by driving through straight and asking for advice. You should briefly explain why their advice relates to your situation. Even if you are writing to someone who has a reputation for accepting questions and helping others, including a few lines that remind them how and where you met them, or tell them who you are and why you are writing them. In general, many people do not care about the importance of providing some background information. On the other hand, that doesn't mean you have to overload someone with information. Respect their time and just tell them what they need to know. Tell them what you want to achieve. It is not enough to state your problem, but you have to tell what you want to get. For example, if you say, I want to make a lot of money, it is very unobvious. Instead, you have to say that I want to make at least 10,000 from my website this year. This can put your respondent in a better position to give you a piece of proper advice. It involves clarifying your goals, which means criticizing yourself. There is a chance you will be told something you didn't want to hear. For example, we say you want to quit your job and start your own online business as an affiliate marketer. Specifically, you want to be working full time on your business within a year and generate at least specifically you want to be working full time on your business within a year and generate at least $25,000 in the first 12 months. Your correspondent tells you that your goal is unrealistic and that it's more likely you will need to work on your site for a couple of years before quitting your job. They can tell you that if you outsource some of your work and increase your advertising budget, you will grow faster. But you don't have the resources. It is obvious that this feedback is disappointing, but at least you now have a realistic view of the situation and can adjust your goals accordingly. I know, it's weird and painful for someone to tell you that your goals are unrealistic. But isn't it better to listen to your lesson directly than learn it difficulty? Put your pride aside and tell them the whole story. Tell them what you are already done. The person you are writing to has been successful throughout hard work and initiatives. They will respect you more if you tell them what you have already tried. Compliment them. You can conclude with a brief acknowledgement of how their work has already helped you. No matter how well established, one is, they generally appreciate positive feedback. Don't overdo it. Something like, by the way, I like your recent article on marketing budgeting, will do the trick. A little flattery can take you far, but keep it sincere. If you have mutual acquaintances, ask them for insight. If you know each other, ask them for insights. Do you know someone who has already consulted with the person or even better knows him personally? If so, ask them if there are any topics of questions you should avoid. If they have succeeded in consulting this person, how did they comply with their request? You can ask them to view the emails they send, then use them as a template of your message. Don't ask everyone. If you ask different people for advice, things can quickly turn upside down. Obviously, you won't be able to follow everyone's advice. For example, a widely respected marketing executive is happy when you ask him what to do about a certain situation but doesn't take it well when he doesn't take it well when he finds out you didn't. Rather, he considered it an insult. Don't assume you already know the answer. People generally have difficulty in assessing their abilities and rely too much on their intuition. As a result, they seek advice simply to gain validation or praise. People who tend to do this often believe that they have already solved the problem, but they just want validation or recognition from their bosses or colleagues. It is a dangerous act to play because they are alienating their advisors when it becomes obvious. They start to think about you are asking for guidance just for show or to avoid extra work. Be grateful. Although it goes without saying, but based on experience, I still feel the need to emphasize. Be grateful. At the end of your meeting, thank your advisor for their time. Tell them how much their advice has helped you and what you have achieved in light of that advice. Showing that you are polite and appreciative will go a long way in maintaining good relationships with people in your professional network. Suppose you have a problem that drives you crazy. No matter if it is personal or professional, big or small. Now your job is to contact someone and ask them for advice. Remember, you don't have to take it on board if you don't think it will work. Your goal is to practice submitting the application and be brave enough to send it. Thank you very much. Here we finish this lecture on advice. We hope that you enjoyed much and learn a lot of new things with us. We are waiting for your valuable feedback. We will be right back with a new topic. Keep watching our YouTube channel.